Welcome to the Pitch Clock. Here's the pitch, a two-part baseball segment
combining a nostalgic baseball trivia game and an interview with an expert.
This is the Pitch Clock.
We are back from the All-Star break with this episode of the Pitch Clock.
I'm going to whoop your ass for the third straight week.
You got to say the thing, though.
No Harry Carey this week.
No. Whoa.
Whooping your ass.
Locked in. Holy cow.
Going for a three-peat.
Wow, he is going for a three-peat.
Hi, Roberta.
Yeah, that's Chris.
Just for the people out there that really wanted to hear it.
They do. Well, Taylor's back. Taylor's here. He has trivia for us.
Sun kiss. Look at him.
Look at him. He looks beautiful. Back from Tahoe. Look at this guy. The sun's shining on his face. And this episode is brought to you by the Beloit Skycarp. That's the hat that I'm wearing right now. Go Skycarp, go. Anyway, Taylor, why don't you go ahead and tell us what our trivia game is for today?
In front of you guys, you see a year and a team. You have a list of All-Star Game MVPs from 1990 to 2009. Famously, no MVP in 2002 from the tie.
Right.
3 strikes and you're out format. To try to help you guys out, if you get stuck before a guess, I'm offering a lifeline each. If you tell me the team you want to know, I'll tell you the catcher, pitcher, infielder, or outfielder for that certain guess.
Who goes first?
Please say me.
Chris first, and then we'll go Jeremy.
Jeff Conine, 1995.
Mr. Marlin is correct.
God damn it. That's the only one I was sure about. All right, I'm going to go 2001 Orioles, Cal Ripken Jr.
It is Cal Ripken Jr.
Let's go 97. Manny Ramirez.
That's going to be the first strike for Chris.
Man, they played the Marlins in the World Series that year.
I'm gonna try not to go like overboard on anything here, right? So I'm gonna just try to stick with a guy who I know had an amazing season in this year. 1999 Red Sox, Pedro Martinez.
It is Pedro Martinez.
Nice.
Pitcher MVP?
I think back then they sometimes let them throw more than 8 pitches. I might be
Different
wrong.
era.
I don't know what he did, but he might have thrown 3 innings. Our 2025 Major League Baseball expert on this week's episode of The Pitch Clock is David Samson of Nothing Personal with David Samson. David, welcome back to The Pitch Clock. I appreciate you joining us, and I'm excited to dive into all things baseball here because it's All-Star Week. We're about to get to the second half, but I want to start with the All-Star festivities, the Home Run Derby, the All-Star Game. There were claims on our show on Wednesday that it was the best day in the history of baseball. Everybody loved how the All-Star Game went. I want to ask you your 3 favorite moments from the All-Star festivities.
My number one favorite moment was the end of the 6th inning and the way they honored Hank Aaron and homer number 715. On July 15th, they did this. When you look at that honor and people forget what Hank Aaron went through as he was chasing Babe Ruth, it's such an important thing because we normally only talk about Jackie Robinson, and Hank Aaron did not have it easy by any stretch, and that honor was well worth it. That's 1. 2, boy, do I love access. I love giving the fans an opportunity to hear what's going on between pitcher and catcher. And when Clayton Kershaw was interviewed and the moment he had when he told Smoltzy that he didn't have a cutter.
It was in the middle of his windup. It was incredible.
And I'm all in. I heard Chris Cody criticizing that. Give me a break. It's the greatest thing that can happen because it's an exhibition, for crying out loud. And then I would say my 3rd favorite thing was when I was able to watch the swing off and be right, having been on Dan's show the day before and said, all these players bail. They're gone by the end of the game. And people saying, oh, what do you know? You're just Samson. Meanwhile, Judge, Ohtani, Raleigh, gone.
Yep.
Like totally. Acuna, see you later.
Left the building.
So that is why you had our guy Kyle Stowers do it, which was fun for him. Great home run that he hit.
A really, really special event, and that's not even including Cal Raleigh winning the Home Run Derby, which was so special. But the first half of the season is over. So it's time to sort of look ahead here, David. So I want to know, which teams and races toward the postseason are you most looking forward to watching in the second half of this season as we set the table?
Well, there's two races. I was a National League East guy for all 18 of my years in baseball, so I hate the Phillies and I hate the Mets. And the fact is one of them has to win. And so what I'm eagerly looking forward to is who loses, because one of them is not going to win the division, and they keep going back and forth. It's fun to watch. And the other one, it's unbelievable. My hometown, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the Brewers are maybe the top 1, 2, or 3, certainly on the podium of the best stories of the season, and that's without Mizorowski. And can Milwaukee keep going? Will they get help at the deadline? Will Yelich, our main man, Yelly, stay healthy for the rest of the year? He's having a great year. He's so good. Their pitching staff, I think they need. I went on Milwaukee radio the other day, and they said, what do we need? I said, you need CC Sabathia. And he's going into the Hall of Fame July 25th. He's not available. But that's a reference to when the Brewers made that trade at the deadline to get and rent Sabathia. You could be looking at a really, really good team who could do some damage and maybe get Milwaukee its first ever World Series. I can't even dream that big, but I think that's a race I'm watching.
I love that Sabathia reference because it's not correct, but it felt like he also hit 15 home runs in his 8 starts too, back when pitchers could hit.
I will go with
Ooh, I know one.
2000 New York Yankee, Derek Jeter.
Yeah, right.
All-Star Game MVP, World Series MVP.
Yeah.
I believe the only player to do that.
Derek Jeter. I think I know this one. 2006 Texas Rangers, Michael Young.
Jeremy's flexing now. It is Michael Young.
That's why, there's
So,
the
I'll tell you
option
why.
for 04 was there.
I'll tell you why, because that's the year that Ugla made 3 errors and it went extra innings, and I believe Michael Young had the game-winning either a walk-off or a base hit, because Michael Young was the man.
All you can say there. Wow.
This is why is this the best I've done? I'm gonna fall apart and Chris is gonna end up winning, but I feel pretty good about that.
This one just kind of feels... All right. I'm going to just pull one out of my... I'm just going to go with what I thought of. I'm going to go 2003 Angel Garrett Anderson.
That's who I was gonna guess, but it might not be.
It's Garrett Anderson.
It is!
Wow.
Nice pull, dude. That's great.
There's another
Garrett
outfielder.
Anderson. Awesome. All right, so there's an 05. 05 is...
So I have 1 strike. Does Jeremy have any strikes?
I don't have any strikes
No strike.
yet. I'm going to go 09 Rays, Evan Longoria.
Ooh, I have a different name written there.
That's going to be Jeremy's first strike. It's
No.
not Longo.
Then it has to be, unless, I'm just going to assume that they didn't let James Shields pitch 3 innings in that game. That's not my guess. I'm saying I'm not guessing him. My guess is I'll go, see, I'm so terrible with this. He might have switched teams by this point. Carl Crawford.
Oh, that's a good guess.
Trust your gut. It is right.
Nice.
It had to be one or the other.
Right, that's why I wrote down Crawford. I'm glad you went with one.
I shouldn't have done that. Got greedy.
The lifeline would have told you outfielder.
Yep.
Oh,
So many Ranger Oriole MVPs.
so I have a thought.
That's good. It's good to have those.
Okay,
Jesus.
2005 Baltimore Orioles, Rafael Palmeiro.
That's going to be Jeremy's second strike.
What a mistake. I want to talk to you about the trade deadline because we're just a couple of weeks away at this point, and it's time to start paying attention. We actually, on Wednesday, saw one of the first moves, although a very, very, very low-level move, as Adam Frazier was traded from Pittsburgh to Kansas City. Obviously not a big splash, but we've got a lot ahead at the deadline. So I want to ask you, what do you think is most likely to happen at the deadline? What's one of those things we should focus on? And what's your boldest prediction of something that could happen at the deadline?
The deadline is such an important time as you try to figure out what your team is. But with the expanded wild card, there's very few teams out of it. And even the Marlins could argue they're not out of it, even though they have so many teams to jump over. They're not going to do anything differently, but they feel pressure to. And so will Sandy get traded? That is something to watch for. I think the more interesting story is what the Braves and Diamondbacks are going to do. Let's go one at a time. The Braves have all their guys locked up long-term, and they have been hugely disappointing, to say the least. And the question is, their GM, Alex Anthopoulos, so good. They won a World Series in 19 with under-the-radar deadline moves. 2, the Diamondbacks, when they signed Corbin Burns away from Baltimore, they really wanted to compete in that NL West with San Fran, San Diego, and the Dodgers, and it just hasn't worked out. They've got to sell, but their owner, Mr. Octogenarian, Ken Kendrick, does not like the idea of selling and resetting. So what they could be looking at, similarly to Baltimore, could be a buy and sell strategy, where they make some moves both for tomorrow, but they can argue also for today. So I'm watching them. And one more, Jeremy, our friends in Boston, the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Craig Breslow said, our team's better without Devers, and I agreed. Well, John Henry needs to give Craig Breslow the ability to add at the deadline, winning 10 in a row going into the All-Star break. They have a tough schedule out of the break, a tough 9-game stretch. But that said, they are not just in the race, they are the race. And looking at to see what they do, that's going to be big, big story.
Absolutely. You're going to love this. Adnan's World Series predictions, when we had him on right before opening day, were the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Kansas City Royals. A wildly wrong prediction, something that felt fun in the moment, but there's about a 0% chance that ultimate, if that happens, it would take a miracle. So I'm going to talk to you now as we head into the second half of the year, and not only ask you your World Series prediction of who's ultimately going to get there, but I also want to know a couple of tight races in the NL and the AL for MVP. What are your predictions at this moment for AL and NL MVP and the representatives in the World Series?
I was trying to think of how to make the NL MVP race tight, and I was thinking if Ohtani doesn't take another at-bat, that's it. He's out for the year. Something happens. He has a third Tommy John. Would he still win the MVP? I think he may. Man. So I'm not sure that race is tight, but the Judge-Raleigh race is a bit tighter than you think, though I don't know that Raleigh has a chance can keep doing what he's doing. But every time I say that, he hits 2 more home runs. But if Seattle wins that division somehow, comes back, and Raleigh breaks the record and gets 62 or more home runs, tying Judge for all-time American League home run for a season. But if Judge hits 355 with 60 home runs and the Yankees are the Yankees, he's going to win the MVP.
Those numbers are so silly.
If he doesn't, then I would say that Raleigh has a chance, and that's a fun race to watch. In terms of World Series, my prediction before the season started was that the Red Sox would win the pennant.
Wow.
And make it to the World Series. So I'm feeling not as good as I was when the season started, no question, but I'm not going to change now. So my prediction is that the Red Sox win the pennant and they end up facing the big bad Dodgers. It's such a horrible pick. The National League is so deep, and the Dodgers are absolutely fallible. They are not the juggernaut that everyone thought they would be. They're not going to win 175 games, just like the Rockies aren't going to lose 175. And I'm going to say Dodgers, Red Sox.
Boy, Yankees, Dodgers, Red Sox, Dodgers in back-to-back years would sure be a good thing for Major League Baseball. David, thank you so much for joining us on this episode. We appreciate all the information. I'm going to be holding you to these predictions when Pete Crow Armstrong somehow, some way becomes the NL MVP with somehow another 50-50 season in baseball. We'll see. I don't think it's happening. Neither do you. That's fine. Let's get back to our game with Chris.
0-4, Alex Rodriguez, Rangers.
Okay, is that...
That is going to be Chris's second strike.
All right, thank God. That was what I was just talking myself through. He was on the Yankees by that point, right?
Well, poop you then.
Right? He was on the team that collapsed.
Are you asking him? He's not going to tell you.
Yeah.
Like that, there's
I
no
guess
answering.
that's right. I guess that's fair. But I guess, well, it wouldn't make a difference.
No, it would.
But, well,
To me, it would.
but you already get. All right. There's no other spot. Okay.
Both at 2 strikes.
Okay. I'd like to use my lifeline on the 2008 Red Sox.
Outfielder.
All right, I'm going to make the guess that first came to mind, and it might be wrong. It might end up being a name we've used a lot here. But I'm going to guess Jacoby Ellsbury.
Chris Cody wins. It is not Jacoby
Is it
Ellsbury.
Manny?
Don't I have to get
No,
one here?
because you went first.
You started.
I'm so angry.
I
want
want to do this last round though, because I'm feeling myself. All right, so
Okay.
I won.
Feeling myself.
97. Let me do my lifeline here. 97 in Guardian. Sorry.
Nice.
Catcher.
Oh. Sandy Alomar.
Yeah, it is.
That's correct.
Yeah.
All right. So
I
hold
know
on.
that 97
Can I
Guardians
start?
team.
Can I start going through what my other guesses would have been? 1990 Rangers. Is that Nolan Ryan?
Nope.
Was he around by
Julio
then?
Franco.
Julio. Hold. Okay. 92 M's. Edgar Martinez or Ken Griffey Jr.
Ken Griffey Jr. The
Yep.
91 Oriole, Cal Ripken Jr.
And
I'm not going to lie, I thought the M's was the Milwaukee Brewers. Go ahead.
93 Kirby Puckett.
Kirby Puckett.
Yep, that's.
was right.
I was going to guess that.
Braves. Is that
Chipper.
It's gonna be Chipper or it's gonna be Maddox.
Neither.
Really?
Marquise
Crime
Grissom.
Dog.
Mark. Wow. Crime Dog.
The
Fred
Crime
McGriff.
Dog, Fred McGriff.
Dodgers. Is it Sean Green? No way, right?
No.
Okay,
This
thank
is
God.
one where a lifeline would have helped.
Give me the like tell us
Yeah.
position.
Catcher.
Mike Piazza.
Piazza.
Wow. And then there's no way 98 is also Ripken, is it?
No,
Palmeiro.
Roberto Alomar.
Oh.
Okay, and then
04.
04, 05, 07, and 08. Oh no.
04 is why I was not going to answer because that question would have helped you before.
Alfonso
because
Soriano.
Soriano.
Idiot. I should have
2005 Oriole, Miguel Tejada.
Wow.
I was gonna say
I
Nick Markakis.
I love Tejada.
I guess Brian Roberts.
I was gonna say
Wow,
either
Brian
Markakis or
Roberts.
Roberts. were the
Wait,
two
can
in
I
my
guess
head.
one, Taylor?
What happened? What happened in 2007? Nobody.
Yeah,
guessed the
how did nobody
2007
get?
Mariners?
How did nobody
I
get
know.
Ichiro?
Yeah.
I assumed it would be him, but I honestly, there's this. It was a dumb strategy. I should have just gone.
I was
with
like, was that the year
definite-
Richie Sexton was like
I
a
just
a
should have.
Mariner?
I should have gone with the definite answer, and I tried getting cute, and I'm mad. I'm really mad at myself. This is
08 Red Sox.
08 Red Sox was JD Drew.
okay. Great.
Another victory.